Alright, so I'm going to do something, I'm going to try something new today, and if you're watching this it means it was successful. If you've ever been to the Chinese restaurant and you've had chicken, green pepper and black bean sauce, these are the black beans. I haven't used them for a wee while actually. These are fermented black beans, and you can get them up the Chinese supermarket, and they've got a very strong smell. So these are quite soft. These are not like your hard black beans that are like Mexican kind of ones. These are soft, fermented, very strong smelling, and just the kind of the essence of that black bean sauce. Chinese restaurants around here where I live in southeast London are not very good, so that's why I'll buy my own. I've got to make my own. So I was going to do, so it's basically chicken, green pepper and black bean sauce, but I haven't got any chicken, so I'm going to use the pork mince, and I haven't got a green pepper, I'm going to use a yellow pepper instead. So, but it's the same idea. So what I'm going to try something a wee bit different. Normally what I would do is I would just chop these black beans up with some garlic and just add them to basically add them to the stir fry, and that's it. But I thought I would try something a wee bit different and blend them into a sauce with the garlic and ginger. Maybe some of my new rice wine that I bought. Just bought that today. I was up the Chinese supermarket today to buy some more rice wine and some more oyster sauce, which I did. We'll just use all of this up. Yeah, I won't bother with the mushroom. When I used to work in the Chinese restaurant, and you're going back maybe 25 almost years, so you know, there's a lot of stuff I can't remember, but what I'd remember seeing them do was chopping up the black beans with garlic on a board. You're really chopping them, pureeing them. You're chopping them for a long time, really breaking them down with the black beans and garlic, and then putting that into a jar, and then that's the basis of the sauce. And the sauce is basically just water, and then thickening it with corn flour, and then putting MSG in it. So obviously we're not going to use any MSG, but I can use things like the rice wine, which they wouldn't use in a Chinese restaurant because that's too expensive. So sure. I'll get these things frying. Maybe I'll stick a couple of mushrooms in it, do no harm. Just ends up being a giant portion, that's the only thing. But yeah, just one mushroom will be good. So we'll get this starting to fry, and then we'll work on the sauce. I think this is almost empty. I'll leave that out to remind me to refill it. So this is going to be quite similar to the pork stir fry that I did the other day, and you can do it exactly the same using this pork mince. I thought I'd do a slightly different kind of stir fry. Why not? So that's the pork mince that I bought earlier today, and you might not think you can use pork mince in a stir fry, but it's really good. You definitely can. So what I thought I would do for the sauce is, rather than just chop everything up and put it in, I thought I'll put it through the blender. try blending it. So we shall see what happens. Because I reckon if you blend up these black beans, they might give a quite a good strong flavour through the sauce. So we'll just put, don't need too many. So we're only making one portion, so just a wee handful. Jumps out every time. A couple more. Get some good strength. So, beans. And we shall put into this. We'll do 2 cloves of garlic to make it quite strong. No idea if this is going to work or not. Bit of ginger. And I've got my last portion of rice to have with this. That's why I'm not making rice at the moment. Why not bring in a wee bit of chilli as well? And so now a lot of people don't do this. I think if you look this up on the internet, it says definitely don't do it. But I do it quite a lot. I'll only need half this onion, and I'm going to store the other half of the onion in the fridge. So what I'll do is I'll put the onion right against the plastic, and then tightly wrap it up. And I store half onions like this. It'll last a few days. It's no problem at all. But the internet says not to do that. But I've been doing it for years and I'm still alive. So we've got garlic, ginger, chilies, black beans, and rather than any MSG that you would get in the takeaways, let's try using some rice wine. A measure of that, and some of the soy sauce. Just a real clog of soy sauce, and then a wee bit of water just to get it going. Let's see what happens. Smells amazing. Let's just add that in. It's maybe a wee bit too much, but that's okay. So we're really getting the essence of the black beans right in through the sauce, plus soy sauce. I mean, I reckon if you were to put oyster sauce in that, it would just go to another level of amazingness, but we won't bother. We'll treat the oyster sauce as a separate sauce. Just let that bubble for a second. And then I will taste it. It's another big Generous helping of parsley. So another one of these £1 packets. I need my rice. And I think I might actually, we'll see how it looks. I might thicken it actually with the corn flour and water if I think I need to, but I don't think I need to. No, I don't think I will. It actually looks kind of thick as it is. I think the black beans have given the sauce a kind of body. I could do with actually some greenness in it or some reds, but lacking a bit of colour, but we'll see what it tastes like. Is that good? I think it's pretty good. There's a wee bit of bitterness coming through there, I think, but no, I think that's pretty good actually. Pleased with that. I think that's worked out alright. We'll let that bubble away there for a bit. I'll just go into the rice. There's just some rice I made. Again, I'm reheating rice, which is a funny business, but this was put into I made this yesterday, so it's only 1 day old, and I put it into the fridge within, I think even less than an hour, within like half an hour or so, this got put into the fridge. I'm going to clean that properly later because I don't want my next smoothie to taste of garlic. So yeah, I think just reduce that down and it'll be good. I think I maybe want to cook it a wee bit more. So a touch more, so I'm just leaving that right at high. I'm going to put a wee touch more water in it, just a wee bit. Again, it doesn't, it's lacking some colours. I think we could have done with the green pepper. Maybe even red pepper would have looked better, but it's about flavour rather than colour. Parsley will add a wee bit of colour. Just take a couple of these bigger tough stalks out. That's alright. So yeah, not the nicest looking thing, but in terms of flavour, that's really good. That's intense, very strong, rich, really good. I'll just cut it through with this parsley, because you know, any excuse to get a portion of parsley or a portion of herbs into your dinner. Again, I've reduced the liquid right down to almost nothing, which means you don't get much sauce, but it means that what remains is very rich and very strong flavoured, which is good. Not the nicest looking one, but in terms of flavour, that is strong. That's very, very rich. And the pork mince just works really well with these really strong flavours of the garlic, ginger, and that the black beans. So this one's a wee bit obscure. In a way, it's a wee bit of a bizarre ingredient. You know, like you'd hear Nigella and Lawson talking about some obscure, bizarre ingredient you can only get on the other side of the planet. But you know, we all know about chicken, green pepper, and black bean sauce in the Chinese restaurants. So it's just basically using that idea and changing it a wee bit. But yeah, these are the kind of meals that I do quite often. You know, these kind of just some rice and some stuff on top, and you've got your vegetables, you've got herbs, you've got garlic and ginger, and unlike the Chinese restaurants, you don't have the MSG, you don't have loads of salt. Slightly different flavour, but fresher and a bit lighter. So I shall talk to you next time.